swing, heads up, alert basketball. Took that ball, dribbled half the length of the court and scored in the driving shot. It's Elgin 57, West Rockford 51 as Gentry sinks his shot from
we brought the ball
side.
down, and I had an opening for about a 20-foot shot from the side, from the right side of the basket that went in. And in those days, if you were fouled after the shot was released, you got a 1-and-1. And so I was able to make the basket and then make both of my free throws.
Shot in the air, good. The free throw by Gentry, good. Elgin 57, West Rockford 55. A looping pass from Hudgens comes back over to Gary Sigmar. He's bumped and a foul.
Following the 2 free throws that Nolan made, they threw the ball in from out of bounds to the man that I was guarding. The man happened to be a little bit taller than I was. We both went up for the ball, and he came down on top of me, or at least that's the way the ref called it, and blew the whistle. I had a 1-and-1 free throw at that time, went over to the free throw line and attempted my 2 free throws, which of course was a 1-and-1, and made both of mine.
Here is Parker from the foul line. The shot is good. In the air, it's good.
And there was only 1 second that had ticked off between 2 minutes and 19 seconds and 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the ball game.
Because of the way the rules were situated, everything had to be perfect. And that, I would think that would be the only way, that sequence would be the only way that could have happened. And it was just an amazing thing. And as a matter of fact, that was a kind of a precursor to us having a chance to win the game. In other words, when something like that's almost impossible happens, that's a good sign for you. And the good Lord's on your side.
Elgin 57, West Rockford 57. The game goes right down to the wire. Hudgens working over to Tom Ailey. Turns right around, gives it back over to Paul Hudgens. Hudgens dribbling over the right side of the court. He's past midcourt now, still dribbling with the ball. From the free throw line, works it over the side to Rako. Back over to Hudgens, over to Gary Smith. Smith holding onto that basketball. Smith in the middle, dribbling over on the right-hand side of the court now. Back over to Paul Hudgens. Hudgens works it over to Earl Lamp. Earl Lamp down the side, turns right around, gives it back over to Hudgens. His jump shot is up. It's short, no good. Zone too long. Back in that lane, so the ball goes over out of bounds to West Rockford now. Rex Parker dribbles past Hudgens. He goes down the left-hand side, works the ball over to Bochella. His 5-foot shot off of the board. Good! Bochella's shot was good, and West Rockford leads 59 to 57. A minute and 30 seconds to play in the game. Guard dogging Elgin's Gary Smith as he brings it up. He goes down in the corner, jumps in a 10-foot shot. Good! The ball game is tied again. The ball is brought up now by West Rockford's Rod Kaufman. 1 minute and 10 seconds to play in the game. Kaufman over the side, turns right around, gives it back over to Rex Parker. West Rockford 59, Elgin 59. This one could go into an overtime. Back over to Gentry, back over to Parker, back over to Gentry. 1 minute to play now. Gentry just standing there holding onto that basketball. 55 seconds to go. Gentry works it back over to Kaufman, back over to Rex Parker. Parker down to Wessels, back over to Parker. Parker standing, holding onto it, works the ball over to Bochella. Bochella gets in, lays the shot up. The ball went through the hook. Oh, was called on Bochella. In the air, it is no good. The ball is rebounded by John Wessels of West Rockford. Back over to Nolan Gentry. 40 seconds to play in the game. Now it comes over the side to Rod Kaufman. Kaufman down to Gentry. Gentry to the side, back over to Cullen, and right away, Johnny Wessels waves his hand in the air, and it's going to be a timeout. West Rockford.
But after the last timeout, we walked out on the floor as a team, and Rex got us together and said, let's just say a word. Let's just say a prayer here before we go back out. And the 5 of us got together and we prayed for just a few seconds to play well and to do well in the last few seconds.
Nolan Gentry brings that ball up very slowly. 30 seconds to play in the game. Back over to Rod Kaufman. 28, 27, 26, 25 seconds, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20 seconds. Kaufman dribbling out in front. Working that ball back over to Rex Parker. 17, 16, over to John Wessels. Wessels over the side, tries a 10-foot shot. That is no good. A tip in by Gentry is good. A tip in by Gentry. With 9 seconds to play. The ball is worked up by Gary Smith. Rockford leading 61 to 59. Over the side. Gary Smith dribbling with it. 1 second to go. Smith dribbling with it. And the gun sounded before Smith could get the shot away. The gun sounded, and West Rockford wins the 1955 Illinois High School Basketball Tournament 61 to 59 on a tip-in by Nolden Gentry in the last 9 seconds of play. How about that one for a finale? That was a finale to end all high school championship games. Well, they're going to cut the Sweet 16 down to 8 teams next year, but by golly, they're going to have to go a long way before they get a championship final like this
sounded, I mean, it was euphoria. We were hugging each other, Nolan and I, Rex and I, Boshella and I. People were coming down from the stands. My father came down. Relatives were trying to get on the floor. Of course, security was very tight. The whole place was just going crazy.
We got a telegram before we left for Champaign from the East High basketball team. The East High coaches, Jim Laud, Art Sadler, came to our dressing room after every game to congratulate us and pump us up for the next game. And the East High players appeared at a number of points on the parade route coming home. It was, I think, once we got through the regional and East was no longer in the tournament, it was a city team.
But we came back from Rochelle after winning. We had a police escort all the way from Rochelle. And to a man, when we got in the convertibles and came over, here's the entire East High team with a little band going and said, "Welcome back, West Rockford Warriors." I got to be careful, I'll tear up.
We just couldn't believe it. It started out in Rochelle, which is 30 miles away from Rockford. People were lined up along the highway. This town, it was just so deep that you just could see it. Everybody was there.
So by the time we got in on 11th Street on the east side, near Morris Kennedy grade school at that time, there were people everywhere.
But to come back and see that many people with that kind of weather was just a testament to what they thought about this basketball team. And by the way, that was for everybody in Rockford.
Rockford turned out. There were different reports indicating from 75 to 100,000 people, which would have been almost the entire community at that time, celebrating the win that we were able to bring back to the entire community. And I can't emphasize that enough, that it was not just a West Rockford win, but it was a community win, and the East High players, who we all were very close with, supported us 100%, and St. Thomas, Muldoon, everybody was joining in the festivities.
Well, they're going to cut the Sweet 16 down to 8 teams next year, but by golly, they're going to have to go a long way before they get a championship final like this one.